through the border to get right here to just hear us talk. We need strong borders more than ever right now. We are being infiltrated. But listen, we're not getting us to the border when Renee Good and Alex Preddy were murdered, and death is not an
Yeah, they denied his return.
Who denied it?
Yep.
He messaged you back?
Because he rated it. They messaged me back. What the fuck am I going to do now?
No, is that the one that we sent?
Yes.
Not his.
Not his.
That's not his.
Let me ask him.
Actual Trump-supporting Republican on the panel. They're not going to allow actual conservative opinion on that show, okay? And lo and behold, this week, the new guest host...
Why are they denying it, bro?
...opposite of Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
This is what they said to me. The buyer has already rated the transaction. If you like the item to be returned, feel free to get in touch with the buyer to coordinate.
There you go.
Lifelong Republican, Cheryl Underwood, who's an actress and comedian that is currently looking for a job.
Hey, everybody.
Desperate for a job.
He blocked me.
He blocked you?
Yep.
Oh, it says it blocked you.
Watch. He's gonna call the cops.
Yeah, then you keep those messages there.
He's gonna call the cops.
Then you keep those messages.
I'm trying to work with him. Why would he do that to me?
Then you get those messages. That's it.
Oh my God. Why did he restrict me?
Call Gary into my office. There is a situation here.
I assure you you'd like to listen. The alternative is...
Now I'm gonna go to jail.
Oh yeah.
I sold him a product that needed an MD.
What's going on, Angel? What's going on, everybody? How are you?
When mistakes are made, you need insurance. Kids, don't say a word. Follow me. Bronco.
Yeah, no problem. Take your time, dude.
We now solve it their way.
What the shit? It's so...
Of course it is.
I just told you. It's so...
I'm tired, you guys. What's going on?
This is...
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. And of course, here's the meme of the day, brought to you by FiveMind.com. Well, I gotta tell you, I hate these moments. You know, you could describe it as an I told you so moment, but when the outcome is so tragic, when it's so deadly, when it's so disturbing and disgusting, you don't want to be right, let alone celebrated for being right. But that's exactly where we are.
You're worried about it too. I can tell in your face.
I briefly mentioned this the other day when it was just
I can tell in your face.
around the internet. We had no information about the homemade device that
Yeah,
had
he
been thrown.
restricted
Some were
me
describing
in
it as a smoke bomb. But considering we heard him say Allah Akbar as he was throwing the device, I had no issue declaring it a terrorist attack, or at least terror-inspired attack. And well, now we know that's exactly what it was. It's all confirmed following the horrible massacre in Austin, again by another radical Islamist. I've been sounding the alarm here for years about the threat
What's going on, everybody?
of globalizing Islam in the West, the absolute idiocy behind cultural relativism and pretending as if third world Islamic migrants are going to mesh perfectly well in our society. I've been decrying the issue as a public safety issue, as a domestic terrorism issue, and now here we are. It appears Iran is activating sleeper cells in the nation. We're seeing multiple terror attacks in a single month. The red flag should be bold red and as bright as the eye can see, but instead, well, we got the mainstream media doing what it usually does, distorting, twisting. You've essentially got what I believe is an existential threat to the nation staring these leftoids in the face, and they're doing mental gymnastics and twisting the whole thing, trying to blame those evil MAGA white supremacists. I mean, you cannot make this
Just
stuff
tired, you guys. What's going on?
You guys and everything that's the overarching dynamic, because
Checking out a few things here.
you know, the current threat level that we're seeing. We're getting updates here of an intercepted, encrypted message likely from Iran that American intelligence is suggesting may be an operational trigger to activate sleeper assets. That's Iranian sleeper agents, potentially terrorists, being sent the green light from the IRGC. So you got news stories like this, little news bits like that. Then you have the Austin.
All right, let me talk to. Let me take a look at this, babe. Give me your phone.
Now what happened?
Give me your phone. Don't worry. Give me that. Talk to them.
No, I'm doing her hair. I can't. You have to do both of this here. I can't right now.
All right, hold on, fellas. I'm just talking right now, dude.
You know, again, they look so young and goofy, those kids. So in the moment when I initially mentioned this thing, it was kind of as a side supporting topic in a separate video to make a larger point. But now we're realizing that it wasn't just a viral video, it wasn't just a prank as it very well could have been. No, this was a real terror incident, or attempted terror incident. We're now learning that these two individuals have officially been charged. And based on evidence provided by police, the nail bomb that they threw into that crowd was in fact a real IED.
These photos were also shared in the criminal complaint. Investigators say they show the suspects handling the homemade bombs and the components of
Hey, Icy, it's been a while, man. How you been?
Again, all of this unfolded Saturday afternoon. I also want to read more from the criminal complaint, which paints an eerie picture describing how these men were inspired by ISIS. The complaint reads, quote, more specifically, Balat wrote on a piece of paper that he pledged allegiance to the Islamic State. And Qayyumi stated in substance and in part that he was affiliated with ISIS.
Yeah, same here, man. Just tired.
ISIS propaganda on his phone and was partly inspired to carry out his actions that day by ISIS.
And I can't help but think that this is what naive liberalism has brought upon us. Just open the doors to anyone. Any apprehension, any selectivism in terms of which migrants you bring in, well, that's racist and not allowed, right? Well, look what you get. You bring the world's problems. And now we've got this suicide bomber problem. We've got the Molotov cocktail attack problem. We're seeing what happened in Europe and saying, well, I'd like exactly what they ordered. It's an absolute farce. And the counter-argument tends to always be, well, you can't generalize. You know, the peaceful Muslims argument. Every single time. But whenever met with that, my brain always goes to that original Norm Macdonald post from years ago. What terrifies me is if ISIS were to detonate a nuclear device and kill 50 million Americans, imagine the backlash against peaceful Muslims. It's exactly right, and for me, honestly, I adopt more of a utilitarian view here. It's just not worth the risk. Sure, you're gonna hurt suicide bombing.
Hey, Raymond, what's going on? Hey, Sojo.
Listen, in my view, especially seeing this, it's not. That's why I think it was so pivotal when Pete Hegseth announced that the official state
Yeah,
policy
dude, it's just one of these days, bro. Just tired.
Conflict. The threat of Islamic
Hey, Corey.
radicalism is simply too high, and it's a real threat that we see in the real world. It's not like the imaginary threat of white supremacy that the left seems so freaking hell-bent on. And you know, it's just such a wild card. It could come from anywhere, and that's exactly what we're seeing here with this incident. The individual seemingly comes from what appears on the outside a good home. You got these two young kids living in a nearly $2 million home in Pennsylvania, and so on the outside, you know, how culturally enriching, right? But in some cases, and even if they're freak cases, it leads to this explicit violence against non-Muslims. And that's exactly what the intent was here. I have a quote from one of the suspects. Quote, all praise is due to Allah, Lord of all worlds. I pledge my allegiance to the Islamic State. Die in your rage, you kuffar. A kuffar is essentially a non-Muslim. That's a reference to non-believers. And look, it may not be all, but certainly there is a healthy chunk of people
Ah,
who
dude,
follow
it's
the
just
Islamic
crazy, bro.
religion
This
that
day,
essentially
man.
believe this. Most people won't take it into action.
Let me tell you,
like
man, ever
these
since I got
psychos
fired,
will, but
I
they
mean, I
wouldn't
found something else
necessarily
that's,
shed a tear
everything's
if a
been
state
falling
like
downhill,
Islamic,
man.
if America became an Islamic country
Everything's
and they
been going
started
bad.
slaughtering non-believers or people that they viewed blasphemous to the Islamic State. That's simply the ideology, and we should not be importing that ideology, and that's what these two
Hey,
kids are
Rhonda.
representing. On the surface, just a suburban family, but the risk is clearly evident. And like I said earlier, it's a tangible risk. You know, I was really young when 9/11 happened. I grew up in a post-9/11 world, and this used
Don't
to
worry,
be a topic
Rhonda.
that I think was relatively non-controversial, and people were way more aligned. You know, post-9/11, the threat of Islamic terrorism was very
just
real
okay.
in people's minds, and now it's almost like it
I mean,
doesn't
work
even
is there,
exist,
but
like we've gone
money's just
completely
really
to the other
tight.
side of
Just
the spectrum, where it's not
my
even a
depression's just
factor.
going
No,
up.
it's
That's
just
all.
some sort of delusion that lives in the minds of these evil MAGA people. Now it's real, but if you listen to the media,
The reality is we have to get out of here, and we don't have money to do that. So, yay.
Far-right white supremacy. That's what all the big brains on Reddit are opining about. In this thread, they're blaming white supremacy, white men engaging in terrorist activities. You have frickin' Zoran Mamdani opening his speech in New York City following the New York City terror attack with this.
On Saturday, a protest was held outside Gracie Mansion, where I live with my wife Rama. Neither of us were home at the time. This was a vile protest rooted in white supremacy entitled Stop the Islamic Takeover of New York.
George, what do I do?
No, we don't. We don't. That's the problem, Rhonda. We're basically on our own.
Dad,
Yeah?
what do I do?
Nothing. You just keep that log that you have. You have it shotted, right?
Yeah. It's like you get it for larceny.
Huh?
I can get it for larceny.
Odds are you won't.
What?
You won't, babe. I just told you we ain't gonna go that way, but we really don't, Rhonda.
Read about it. Read about it.
We're really alone. You know, we tell family, we tell family and friends, well, supposed friends, of the situation that we have. And all they say, well, you got to go apply, you got to do it yourself, you got to figure it out. And, you got some quote unquote friends, and these friends are loaded. Well, you got to go figure it out. It's like, where? How? I mean, it's screwed up. It really is. Yeah, a lot of our family and friends pretend to care, but when push comes to shove, they won't do anything.
That channel, that account. Go to Macari. Macari.
That's the thing. They think because these people think because they helped you once 10, 20 years ago that you no longer need help. PC part selling. They're not. And these people pretend that they care, but in all actuality, they're never around when you need it. Oh, that's rich, Rhonda. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. Talking about Diana. You ready to hear what she said? She blew all her money, and then she goes ahead and tells Crystal, "Well, you got to get your shit together and quit fucking around before life bites you in the ass." Hey, Slide, what's going on, bro?
Why did he block me?
Yeah, that's some shit, I'm telling you, right?
Dash is freaking out.
Yeah, that's some shit. I mean, she's an asshole. Come here, Ashley, get it.
Why did he block me? I'm trying to help him.
Yeah, she's an asshole.
Dad.
Yeah, gonna get this, Ashley?
She's freaking out.
You're looking on Ashley's?
Look. I wish I never would have done it. This is ridiculous. Get that out of here.
Alright. Guys, I gotta end this one. Got some shit going. We gotta take care of it, but we'll be back later on. I'll call you guys.